Hi, and welcome to our channel.
Today, we're going to be talking about the top 10 things that don't make sense. So you know what? Let's have some fun. All right, number one on our list of things that absolutely do not make sense. It's shoe storage.
Yes.
I mean, guys, it's 2023. We've had over 100 years of RV technology and advancement. And today's models that just came out, there's no shoe storage.
Exactly. I mean, they have so many great ideas on Instagram, and I see it, oh yeah, just put them in these slipper holders on the wall
Just
or
hang
around
it.
the bottom of your bed. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, rain, mud, dirt, beach sand, whatever you're wearing, you don't want to drag it through the house and put it in the bedroom.
I want to be clear, those images are great in your mind,
Yeah.
but it's not practical.
It's not practical.
I wear a size 13.
Oh gosh.
It will
yes.
not fit in the little nice pretty shoe storage, all
No.
covered in mud. You just hang it and it just falls out on the floor.
Yeah.
These things aren't practical. And it's just funny that even of today, there's no real solution for shoe storage.
Exactly.
Outside of a random fifth wheel where they have the stairs and they just carve out a little space for, I don't know, maybe
one pair.
for maybe our children's shoes. They just So yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please, engineers, start working on it. If you want any suggestions, I'm sure we can come up with some.
Yeah. All right, number two, literally, poop storage.
Yes.
And you know why I saved it for number two?
I don't think you had to point that out.
Yeah. So here we are again, 2023, 100 years of RV technology. There is no solution for a poop hose placement anywhere in your rig. You can
Exactly.
attach it, but once you unattach it from your rig, where does it go?
Exactly. So even though they have these pipes and everything on some rigs, what about the attachments? So it's nice that I can store my hose, but what about the elbows and all the other things that are really yucky? So
So right now you have the Valterra tube, which is great. It'll take the hose, but it doesn't take the elbows and everything else. So you're still back to a plastic tub to throw all of your poop fittings in and put it right on top of the
don't know.
basement storage,
the beach supplies.
kid's bicycle. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. So for all the engineers out there that are working the RV industry and the latest models, solve this problem.
Yes.
It just doesn't make sense.
No. All right, number three, level to be level. How does that make sense?
It doesn't.
I mean, I don't really mind getting my water scale out and checking. That's what it's called, right?
Box beam level.
Okay, yeah, that yellow
Yeah,
thing.
not water scale.
I don't mind it that much, but when it's raining and stuff, why do I have to do that before I do auto level?
You know what, honestly? So any self-leveling system is a very complicated, not too complicated, but it's a complicated hydraulic system. And the premise of that is that you have to level your rig before it takes over and actually does the fine print. So you look at it and you say, your leveling system is literally saying, "Whew, man, I couldn't have done it without you."
Yeah, exactly.
And then you turn around and you see half a dozen rigs with their wheels 3 feet off the ground. This whole thing just doesn't make sense. Level to be level is a real thing, because if you get excessive slope on your self-leveling system, it's just upsetting. You're like,
it is, because you have to attach it again and
Yeah.
start all over.
it just doesn't make sense.
No.
So number 4 on our list is stove lights. I don't know what it is. There must be a bunch of young engineers that came to work one day and said, you know what we need to do? We need to put bright LEDs around the gas valves of a stove in an RV, because everyone parties in their kitchen.
Yeah.
That's where the happening place is.
As all the RV moms across the country are screaming at their toddlers to get away from the stove.
Yeah. You turn those bright lights on and every kid is going to run right up to it and start playing with the gas valves
Yeah.
in an RV.
Worst part, unsafe part in an RV, here we go, is a beacon for those kids to just play with it.
So we walked into the kitchen the other day, and our little one had put stickers on each of the knobs. So what just happened is those LED lights, she loves it. She loves going to the stove now, and it just gets complicated. You know what? It doesn't make sense.
No. All right, number 5 on the list is reaching the fridge while traveling.
Mind blowing.
I mean, it's not too bad for me and the kids. We can squeeze through barely, but this man right here,
Nope.
not so much.
Not for man-sized people. When you pull over to a rest area, the first thing you want to do is grab something to eat, something to drink, relax a little bit.
Maybe sit at the table together.
Maybe sit at the table together. The answer to that problem is sometimes.
Yeah.
All depending on the floor plan that you have. So when you go out and buy your dream RV, make sure you close up the slides and see if you can fit
Yes.
between the little corridor that they give you to reach your fridge.
Yes.
It just
Because
doesn't make sense.
It was part of our advertisement, or not ours, but for our rig, is, oh yeah, you can reach the fridge and you can open the fridge while you travel.
You got it. What's happened is I can't make her mad because she's holding the chips.
Oh yeah.
Literally.
Oh yeah. I'll wave them at them through the window, like, look what I got.
Come and get them. Just doesn't make sense.
No. All right, number 6 on the list, motorhomes that don't have spare tires. Makes no sense.
What's up with that? We were on the lot the other day and we're looking at a host of different floor plans. We're looking at the motorhomes. And when we got to the Class C's, we noticed that they don't have spare tires.
No.
We even asked the guy, we're like, where's the spare tire? And they say, most Class C's don't come with a spare tire. And I'm saying to myself,
That's a big head scratcher. I mean,
Hold on.
with that many tires on the road,
you literally have on a Class C 6 tires. And there is a 100% chance that you're gonna need that spare tire.
yeah.
And if the solution to that is to have a tire
Roadside assistance.
assistance program, I'm like,
Who wants to sit on the side of the road and wait for somebody to show up?
in New Mexico,
That makes no sense.
Arizona, you're just gonna wait around and say, well, I have roadside assistance. It doesn't make sense. Tip, if you have a Class C that doesn't have one, a spare tire, put one in.
Yeah.
100% chance you're gonna need it.
Yeah.
So that does not make sense. Number 7 on our list is dump valve placement. I don't know what it is. Normally you have a Nautilus station, and at the bottom you're gonna have your black tank valve and you're gonna have your gray tank valve. If you have a bigger floor plan, you'll have a black tank valve, a gray 1 valve, and a gray 2 valve.
Yeah.
Hopefully all 3 of those valves are together.
Yeah.
In our situation,
Not so much.
they're not. You got a black tank valve, a gray 1 valve, and gray 2 somewhere else on the rig.
Yes. And that gray 2 is the one we have to open most of the time.
Yeah.
Because that's for the kitchen sink.
So they put ours underneath the mid-bunk slide
Yes.
in the back, where even for a guy that's 6'2" with a long reach, it's kind of hard to get to.
Yeah, can't reach it. You have to actually climb under this slide, bump your head a couple of times,
Yeah.
and open that valve.
It just doesn't make sense.
Makes no sense. Here's a bonus of things that don't make sense. Why don't we have an awning on the business side? That way, you
That's
don't
amazing.
get wet, you don't get hot when you're dumping the tanks.
Why don't we have mini awnings on the business side?
Exactly.
That's epic.
I know, right?
How awful is it to go dump that you have to do all the time
Yes.
on the business side and in the rain, in the snow, in whatever,
Well, hopefully not the snow, but yeah, rain.
and there's nothing to cover you? I'm like, that's like the worst chore on the rig.
Exactly. And you don't want to have to run back and forth all the time. You just want to wait until all the stuff is done.
Yeah.
You know?
And have you noticed that there's no light?
Oh, yeah.
There's no light anywhere
good point.
around where the dump pipes are.
That's true.
You're like, okay, well, I hook up the poop pipe and the dark?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I guess you have to have a headlamp, but not everybody has one. So,
It just doesn't make sense.
no.
All right, number 8 on our list of things that don't make sense is not having feed-throughs into your rig. It just doesn't make sense, guys. You have all the latest in technology. You have WeBoosts. They're going to boost your cell signal. You've got Starlink. That's just the craze right now for internet. But guess what they all have in common? It doesn't matter where you mount them. You've got to feed the line back into the rig somehow
Yeah.
and connect to something. And right now, the going solution,
It's feeding it through your slides.
yeah, feeding it through your slides. And you're like,
Which works maybe for like a cable, satellite cable or something, but it doesn't work if you have to have a plug. Sometimes you just want to use the outside pole just to plug in an extension cord to plug in an extra heater so you
a
don't
space
blow
heater.
a fuse or something, but you can't feed that through.
so not having a feed through something into your rig, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, for external equipment, yes.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
All right, we're almost at the end. Number 9 on our list is RV technology. It just doesn't make sense. This is 2023,
Yeah.
and the answer to most RVs' technological environment is a 7-inch touchscreen.
Exactly. The technology is so outdated.
Yeah,
You can go into any home in America and ask Siri or Alexa to turn on the lights.
Yeah.
But you can't ask your RV for the weather tomorrow.
you know what? Try it out. Pause this video
Yeah.
and ask your RV, what is the weather like tomorrow? We'll wait. You feel pretty silly, don't you?
Yeah.
It's not talking to you.
No.
And that's what we're talking about. You can do amazing things outside of your RV, but when it comes to the technology inside your RV, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
All right, we're finally here. Number 10 on our list of things that just don't make sense. It's surge protection. Why is it in 2023, all the latest models, they don't come with an EMS or any kind of surge protection?
Exactly. It's such a high value item.
Yeah.
And it's number 1 on your list before you even get on the road for the first time.
Yeah, it's your most expensive high dollar accessory that you're
Yeah.
going to buy, but that's the problem. It's an accessory.
Yes.
It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. I mean, we just went to the RV show.
Yeah.
And none of the latest models had it built in. But we did see the Progressive stand.
Oh yeah, they were happening.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's a half a dozen other surge protection companies out there.
Yeah. They just need to partner with one
I
of them.
think the RV industry needs to invite them to lunch and make better products.
Yes. I think so too.
Well, you know what? We hope you enjoyed it. We had fun.
Yes.
And if there's anything else that doesn't make sense, put it in the comments below. And you know what? We'll make another video.
Oh, definitely.
We'll see you guys on the road. All right.
Good? Are you ready?
All right. We're good to go.
3, 2, 1.
Blast off.
Blast off. You're. Ow. Our next topic on the lift.
Lift.
On the lift.
We don't have elevators in RVs. Just doesn't make sense.
Let's do this again. 3, 2, 1.
All right, we're good.
Okay. You're stealing my momentum.
My thunder.
My thunder. Number 5 on our list.
Number 5.
Yes.
Doing it.
Doing it.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Ready, go.
Can't reach the fridge.
Can't reach the fridge. I can't reach the fridge, she can. That's really what it is.
All right.